There's one specific sentence FIFA has now used 3 separate times in just the last 2 weeks. The exact same words, released as official statements by the most powerful organization in football. 3 different people, 3 different incidents, all at this same World Cup tournament. It says FIFA is not involved in the immigration processes of host countries, including the adjudication of visas. Just like previous FIFA events, the host government ultimately decides who gets a visa and is allowed inside the country. The first time FIFA used this line was for Omar Artan, the Somali referee voted best in Africa. Selected after 3 years of merit reviews, only to be turned away at Miami airport following 11 hours of interrogation. That was June 7th. The second time was when Iranian support staff faced major issues getting into the United States. FIFA's official statement was identical, word for absolute word. The third time hit yesterday, June 12th. The subject was Thomas Partey, the former Arsenal midfielder now at Villarreal, and Ghana's vice-captain, a player with 58 international caps currently awaiting trial in London on rape charges. Charges he has strongly denied and pleaded not guilty to. Canada flat-out rejected his visa application. He will miss Ghana's opening World Cup match against Panama in Toronto this Wednesday. 3 incidents, 3 separate countries, 3 different individuals, 3 totally different circumstances, 1 single statement. Copy, paste, repeat. And today, Europe is reacting not with a shrug, not with polite diplomacy either. They are responding with the kind of public institutional fury that football governance rarely faces this visibly. This publicly, right in the middle of a World Cup tournament supposed to celebrate the sport. Let's break this all down, because the full picture is way more complicated, far messier and way more significant than a single headline. Start with Thomas Partey. The heavy legal dimension of his case makes this visa drama completely different from the others, and it requires some careful explanation. London's Metropolitan Police charged Partey in July 2025 with 5 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. By February 2026, 2 more counts of sexual abuse were added to the charges. He has denied every single allegation and pleaded not guilty. His current bail conditions do not actually stop him from playing professional football. His trial hits Southwark Crown Court in November 2026, though it has already been delayed once until June 8, 2027. Manager Carlos Queiroz named him to Ghana's World Cup squad and handed him the vice-captaincy. He trained with them, flying into Washington, D.C. on June 4th. He stayed at Bryant University in Providence, Rhode Island, right alongside the rest of the Ghana squad. Then, on Friday, June 12th, his visa application to enter Canada was firmly rejected. Canada's Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Department dropped its own statement. It read, "Canada is proud to be a host country for the 2026 FIFA World Cup and is working to guarantee a successful tournament while maintaining the safety and security of Canadians." Canada has remained firm that hosting massive events does not alter Canadian immigration law. Every single person seeking entry is assessed individually, based entirely on the facts available and the applying law. The Canadian government's stance makes total legal sense. Their law clearly states that individuals charged with serious crimes can be denied entry, even without a conviction. Partey is an untried defendant. He remains legally innocent, but Canada's border authority enforced its own standard, and FIFA simply said, "We are not involved. The host government decides." Now, here is where things get genuinely messy, and where the European backlash becomes truly massive. The loud argument echoing across European football media and top pundits isn't that Canada was wrong to enforce its own law. It's that FIFA should never have allowed Partey into the World Cup in the first place. Or, at the bare minimum, they should have seen this coming when handing a soccer tournament to 3 countries with totally different immigration laws. To put it bluntly, the failure isn't the visa rejection. The real failure is a football governance structure where FIFA greenlights players for a massive global tournament. A co-host nation then applies its own laws to that exact selection. And FIFA's response stays exactly the same. Whether it's a criminally charged footballer, a referee detained for 11 hours, or Iranian staff blocked on national security grounds. We are not involved. 3 times, the exact same words. Ruud Gullit published an open letter on June 10th, just 1 day before the opening ceremony, demanding Gianni Infantino step down. Let that sink in for a second. Ruud Gullit, 3-time winner of the Ballon d'Or, European champion with the Netherlands in 1988, easily one of the most legendary figures in European football history, dropped an open letter demanding the FIFA president step down. His logic was crystal clear. These endless visa scandals, he argued, show a massive failure in football leadership. A World Cup that cannot guarantee entry for its own chosen officials and routinely hides behind a "we are not involved" excuse while careers and playing rights get crushed by 3 different sets of immigration laws. Gullet's letter exploded across European football media almost immediately. It hit front pages in the Netherlands, Germany, France, and Italy, and it dropped right alongside the Thomas Partey story, throwing gasoline on a fire that European football institutions were already burning publicly. But Gullet was far from alone in this reaction. The full list of visa cases, now sitting at 6 named individuals, makes the pattern completely obvious. Somali referee Omar Artan denied entry to the United States. FIFA said they weren't involved. So UEFA stepped up, handing him the August 12th Super Cup in Salzburg. Iraqi striker Iman Hussein faced heavy visa issues entering America. They finally fixed it, but the extra red tape seriously delayed his arrival at the team camp. Tal Salah, also from Iraq, hit the exact same walls. Both players eventually got through, but the delays totally wrecked the squad's preparation. Vuduski Pierre from Haiti, a key player in Haiti's historic squad. The country is returning to the World Cup after decades, but he faced massive hurdles. Haiti is one of 19 countries under a full travel ban, making their players need complex special exemptions just to get in, far beyond standard World Cup rules. Real Mbleo, the Swiss striker, faced severe visa issues. They called it a technical glitch. It got sorted eventually, but it sparked real panic inside the Swiss camp right before the tournament kicked off. And now Thomas Partey, vice captain for Ghana, denied entry to Canada. 6 people. 6 separate incidents. 6 times FIFA copied and pasted the same line about having zero involvement in host country immigration rules. Then there is a 7th situation. The entire Iranian squad living down in Tijuana, Mexico, crossing the border just to play. It is the craziest logistical nightmare ever forced on a qualified World Cup nation. The major European institutions have fought back in different ways. UEFA giving Artan that Super Cup match was the loudest showing of institutional solidarity yet. Alexander Sefrin stated that football exists to connect people, and UEFA simply wanted to respect Artan's top-tier officiating skills. Somalia's sports ministry praised UEFA for actually defending integrity and fair play in the sport. The European leagues and FIFA Pro already hold a formal European Commission complaint against FIFA's brutal calendar and governance. They haven't dropped a specific statement on these visa dramas yet, but their core stance that FIFA operates with zero accountability to football's other stakeholders grows louder with every single new international scandal. Online reaction across Europe is relentless. Fans everywhere are dragging FIFA, calling their hands-off statement a total dodge of basic responsibility. Comments under every football article highlight the sheer irony of a federation expanding its tournament to 48 teams in the name of global inclusion, while endlessly repeating that they have no control over who actually gets to play. How does a country get to host the World Cup if they just block key players at the border? One fan told legit.ng, FIFA can't just wash their hands of this chaos and hide behind government red tape. If you cannot welcome the globe, you have no business hosting the world. That raw feeling from a regular fan in a comment section perfectly nails what Gullet's letter and UEFA's Super Cup move are shouting through official channels. The reality that hosting a World Cup demands a bare minimum standard of welcome. And right now, this tournament is failing to meet it constantly for very documented reasons. Listen, we need to be exact about Thomas Partey's situation. His case differs wildly from Artan's, and lumping them together just ignores the heavy reality behind both of these stories. Omar Artan was blocked at the border strictly due to American national security vetting. FIFA specifically handpicked him. The man had committed 0 offenses. In football terms, blocking him was totally random. It said nothing about his actual character. The public anger was 100% justified. Thomas Partey's visa drama is genuinely complex. Canadian law dictates that anyone charged with a serious crime can be turned away. Part remains an active defendant in a major criminal case. He hasn't been convicted yet. Legally, the man is still innocent, but Canada played by its own rules. And yeah, the sporting injustice a player sidelined for a World Cup clash over a pending trial, not a conviction, is totally real and massive. The root cause here is completely different from Artan's case. Carlos Queiroz, Ghana's manager, didn't hold back about what this visa denial means for his squad. He called it brutally unfair. He said missing Partey for the Panama fixture completely flips Ghana's tactical prep and options. Ghana actually named Partey vice captain. It was a loud, deliberate show of support for a guy whose trial is still 18 months away. Instead, he sits stuck in Rhode Island watching his teammates gear up for a match he cannot touch. He'll be cleared for Ghana's second group stage match against England in Boston on June 23rd. England, the very place those allegations started, where the Metropolitan Police charged him, where his trial is booked. This fixture carries heavy layers that go way beyond just football. The Aram Hakimi situation weaves another wild thread into this. The Morocco defender also awaits trial for rape charges over in France, charges he flatly denies. Yet he hasn't hit a single visa snag entering the United States. He hasn't faced a single issue down in Mexico. His reality, a player in the exact same legal boat as Partey, playing freely at the same World Cup, proves Canada using its own immigration laws wasn't some universal FIFA policy. It was just one host nation flexing its own judgment. Same global tournament, different host, totally different outcome. FIFA has no fix for this. Their three-country hosting structure breeds exactly this kind of wild inconsistency. A recycled PR statement across every case is the only weapon they have. Here is the massive picture. You have to zoom out from individual cases just to see the real pattern. The 2026 World Cup was sold on a promise. North America's three massive nations working together to deliver one unified, seamless tournament experience. 3 countries, 1 World Cup. Flawless travel for players, officials, and fans across 3 completely different border regimes. What we got instead is every nation enforcing its own strict laws, sometimes directly clashing with each other, sometimes clashing with FIFA's own chosen squads. Meanwhile, FIFA drops the exact same statement on repeat, washing their hands of everything. This isn't just a breakdown in scattered individual visa decisions. It is a massive structural collapse of the tournament's architecture. FIFA built a massive tournament spanning 3 countries, with 3 totally different legal codes and border laws. Yet they engineered absolutely zero fallback for when their official rosters clash with the host nation's strict entry rule. And when they desperately needed that safety net for Artan, for Hussein, Salah, Pierre, Mbolo, and Partey, the only safety net they actually had was a generic press release. The fierce backlash from Europe isn't just about isolated cases. It shows the truth about an organization that stretched its flagship tournament purely for cash, spreading it across massive borders just for commercial gain, and then dodged all blame when those borders acted like real borders do, following their own sovereign laws, totally blind to FIFA's official rosters. Ruud Gullit flat out demanded Infantino resign. UEFA handed the rejected referee the Super Cup. Meanwhile, FIFA dropped the same tired PR line for the 3rd time in 2 weeks. The host government decides we have zero involvement. Whether Europe's fury forces any real institutional change before this tournament wraps up or well after is a tough question football's governing bodies will be wrestling with for a while. Here is the real question for you today. At what exact point does FIFA saying they are completely not involved stop holding water? Is it right now, with 6 high-profile cases and Ruud Gullit screaming for a resignation? Or does the board have every right to point at their host contracts and claim this was always the deal? Now, here's the pure football question. Does losing Thomas Partey for that crucial Panama match actually tank Ghana's odds of escaping Group L? Or does Carlos Queiroz have the squad depth to absorb the hit? Drop your take below. This World Cup drama is moving incredibly fast. If this helped you see the bigger picture, hit that like button, subscribe if you are tracking the beautiful game properly. Every single controversy, every big match, every crazy angle all the way to July 19th. This saga is still unfolding. And as always, the football world never stays quiet for long. Catch you in the next video.